petitions, notices. Ask him inogat talk sabe for 5 minutes. Honorable Governor Long, Member Long Kokopo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Long look sabe long all people block Kokopo. Mr. Speaker, question belum inogat talk sabe go long Minister belong InterGovernment Relations, Provincial Affairs. Long elections belong President lo next year where you may work go inside now long close to the 8 moon. Mr. Speaker, may like him good bla Minister belong InterGovernment Relations he talk out lo Parliament. Na people belong inside long Kokopo na East New Britain na Papua New Guinea long election belong president by usatru elect him president all board members or all people. This la any question nogat talk out long paper long any go long minister. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister Intergovernment.
Thank you, Speaker. May I also recognize you and you're coming back. Let me also thank the Honorable Member for Kokopo for this very important question as we prepare for local level government election which is set for next year. I'll make reference to that later. But in terms of question being asked, this question is very fundamental and very important to the nation. I'm quite sure in the interest of the House as well as our people in the breadth and length of our beautiful country, up in the mountains, along the coastlines and on the islands, our people are waiting for this important occasion so they can meaningfully contribute to the elections of their leaders. In terms of the questions being asked, very important question whether or not the elections of presidents is to be done by ward members or would the people vote for their presidents. So far up until now, it has been done by ward members electing their presidents. I think throughout Papua New Guinea that has been the case. Although options have been discussed and given to provincial governments to look at what options of those two to be conducted in the previous years. But I think so far it has been the option of ward members electing their presidents. Now, so far we have experienced throughout the country that this particular option is not really working. It's creating lots of problems for our people. Hence, there is need for us to look at the second option. As you know, first option has also resulted in lots of vote of no confidence, which is allowed for under Section 12 of the Local Level Government Administrative Act of 1997. And this is an ongoing problem created by our own people. And in doing so, they've spent lots of unnecessary time and efforts and resources addressing this issue. And it's going on all over Papua New Guinea. And therefore, this question is important insofar as what best option can we come up with. And I think it's just been raised by our leaders that we need to look at this second option. The second option is that the people vote for their presidents. However, there are negative sides to all options. First option, as I mentioned too, it requires and it allows for our people to exercise their democratic right to pass vote of no confidence if they find that their leaders are abusing their offices, misuse of finance, all the bad things that that are required to remove presidents. And therefore, it allows for options for people to exercise their democratic rights, to decide and choose. In the second option, which allows for people to vote, it's somewhat a difficult option. That option is such that when a person is voted in by people, and it would take the same number of years until next election is done if you are not happy with your president. So we need to look at those options. So which means that you have to wait until next election to vote the person that you don't want to sit in that office. However, we can look at legislative changes to allow for options in which we can look at if we are not happy with, even if we apply the second option. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to our caucus and our government to discuss these issues further. I'll be taking the paper to Cabinet to look at this issue and to come up with the best option. As has always been the case, systems are good. It's always people who corrupt the system. So we can look at the first option. It's a good system. But again, it's just a problem. The second system is also good. But we anticipate that there will be also a problem. But nevertheless, let's look at a second option, a chance. But that's my view. But I like to seek the concurrence of the House as well as the caucus and the Cabinet to come up with the best option. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.